Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Caden Hayward. Today, what we're going to be going over is nighttime snacking on our live training. So, how to destroy the nighttime snacking once and for all. I just had some thought. I'm going to add into my notes here. Okay, so we're going to cover how do we destroy the nighttime snacking? How do we stop this once and for all? So this was highly requested. I've been getting a lot of comments and people chatting with me lately about this topic, so I'm going to cover this for you all today on how we can destroy this once and for all. So that way you can avoid those excess calories at the nighttime. You can, don't have to feel guilty anymore when you give into it and whatever it may be, your reasons for stopping, sleep purposes, whatever it may be. So, first of all, I'm going to explain, why it usually happens. There's a few reasons that could be the answer for you. And then we'll go into strategies to how to actually stop this once and for all. Okay, so first and foremost, why does it happen? Why do we do the late night snacking? Even if we don't want to, you're trying to lose weight and you're like, why do I keep snacking at nighttime? Why am I so hungry at nighttime? Or whatever your reason may be. Why does it usually occur? Well, the reasons why is number one is obvious one is that maybe you're going too restrictive during the day. Okay, so maybe you're eating too less calories, sorry, not enough calories, or if you're just going too like restrictive on yourself during the day and hardcore, then that nighttime urge might come up. Okay, and to add on to that too, we have these. So how you have physical energy, like when you work out, you eventually get tired. Same thing with your mental as well. So I talked about this in one of my posts earlier on about how where you spend your energy is key. Okay, because for example, if I'm talking to somebody who here's an example. You guys ever like go into a room, go to work, and you have someone in there who's like very negative that day. They're very negative. They bring this kind of energy to the room and everybody can feel it. It almost spreads around. Or if you have like a gossiper or something like that, or anything, someone who likes to talk about drama, it's going to come up in the friendship. It's going to come up in the group. You guys are going to end up talking about it, and it spreads like a wildfire. Okay, so this affects your energy, right? That person's energy is affecting yours. So it's important of how you spend your energy because at the end of the day, when your mental battery is drained, what's going to happen is that you're going to have less discipline, okay, less willpower. So then it's easier to give in to snacks or whatever it may be, okay. So just want to add that on there. So number one is that could be happening. Your mental battery is drained. Too restricted during the day. Your habits. So maybe you're just in the habit of nighttime snacking. If you watch TV, movies at nighttime, you're used to just grabbing the chips or the crisp or whatever it may be from the counter. Could totally be a habit. The next one is it can also be, sorry, what was it? Oh, boredom eating. Yes, boredom eating is a huge one as well. So you're watching TV subconsciously, you're just grabbing the chips, you're just watching the TV, you're grabbing a drink, and you don't even know it because it's just again, it's a habit. You're bored, and you're just eating to pass the time. Okay, that happens a lot too. Now, the last one is it could be for some sort of relief. Okay, so maybe you're an emotional eater, a stressed eater. You had a long day at work. Kids are finally in bed. You're emotional feeling, so you go grab some snacks and help for comfort. Okay, so that could be another one too. So those are usually the main ones that I see. If you have another reason or you think there's another reason, please comment down below and share that with me. Now let's get to the good stuff though. How do we actually fix this? How do we stop the nighttime snacking once and for all? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share a little story of what was going on with me with my weight loss journey and kind of how I worked around it. Okay, so time back, a few months ago, I was about 222 pounds or so, and I was okay. I hit my goal of 220 pounds. I was bulking up to put back on some more muscle mass and build my frame bigger. And then I want to start shredding down. Okay, and that's what I've been on this journey now. So I'm on a shredding journey. So just like you, I'm losing weight right now. I'm specifically losing fat. And at this point, I'm down about 20 pounds or so, we could say. I think I'm sitting around 203, probably 204 or so. So we could say I'm almost down 20 pounds basically. And when I first started this, though, what was happening is that I was getting quite hungry at nighttime. I was getting down from the gym after my supper, and I was getting quite hungry. And then also at lunchtime, I was getting quite hungry after my lunches as well. So what I did here, because by having this hunger, it just makes it so much easier for you to give in the temptations and or eating extra food or whatever it may be, right? So what I did is I just number one switched up my eating times. Okay, so I switched up my eating times and I spread them out and scheduled them in to the point where whenever I noticed that I was getting more so hungrier, I'd add in that meal. So right now, for example, Um, I eat around 7:30, 8 a.m. So I'll have a big high protein breakfast and then I'll have my coffee after with that. And then after I'm done that point, I'll have my lunch around 2 p.m. or so. Okay. So I find that when I have a high protein breakfast around 7:30, 8 in the morning, and then I have my coffee after that, I'll sip on it throughout the morning. That will help keep me full to the point where I'm about 1 p.m. or so, 2 p.m., and then I start getting quite hungry again. So that's my next meal there is when I'll start eating. I also have another coffee at that point there, okay? So what I do is I'll eat my meal, I'll have a protein shake and a coffee. That keeps me quite full to the point where when 6:30, 7 p.m. comes around and I'm finally clocking off work for most of the day, then I'll have my supper as well. So then I'll have another high protein meal like steak or something like that. And then I'll go to the gym after resting for like 30 minutes or so, just so I'm not sick at the gym. And then after when I get back, I'll have a protein shake right after the gym so that way I'm getting some fuel into my body, but I'm also not going to be up all night because I ate too much food before bed. So I'm just having a protein shake and then I'm good. And that sets me off perfectly. That makes it so I don't get hungry through the day anymore. Everything is timed perfectly. My body functions really well with it as well. And that is, working with my circadian rhythm. I'm working with my body's inner clock. I'm aligning the meals. I'm scheduling them in and sticking to that consistently. So that's what works for me personally. So now I'm never ever getting hungry and I'm in a good caloric deficit where I'm losing a good amount of weight per week and I'm still keeping on my muscle mass. So it works out perfect. So that's the number one there is your eating times. Okay. A lot of you, if you just switched up your eating times, it would solve your problem. Okay. So let's say, if you get hungry around 9 p.m., and your supper is at 5 p.m., well, why don't you have your supper at 7 p.m. or 6:30 p.m.? Okay, because then it's going to help you keep that going longer. Okay, so of course you don't want to eat too close to bed, but I mean give yourself 2 to 3 hours or so and you'll be fine. So if you go to bed at 10, 11, whatever that may be, there you go. Add that meal in. Okay, so that's number one right there, everybody. So the next one is get the snacks out of there. Okay, so if you're snacking at home at nighttime and you're not snacking, good food, it's because you got some bad snacks in the drawers. And I know, moms, I know it's it's hard because you have kids and your kids want some snacks too, but that might be a motivator too. Tell you like, hey, you know what, like why do I want to feed my kids this food? It's not that healthy. Maybe I should buy like apples or something else to give them for snacks. And they might be mad at you at first, but I promise you, like you give them a few months, they're not even gonna remember, and also they're not gonna want to go back to it because their stomachs will be adjusted to eating better. So like when they do have the bad food, they're not gonna want it at all. So that's one thing you can do is cut out the unhealthy snacks. If you ever want to go have a cheat meal, if you ever want to get your chocolate, or whatever, make yourself go actually get it. And go to the store or whatever it may be and get it, because then you're likely to not actually go get it. Okay, so keep the bad snacks out, and make sure you have your healthy snacks around. If you really do get to the point where you just can't battle it, I gotta give credit to one of my clients here. They're an OG client of mine, so they've been around for a while, and they told me about the snack that they do whenever they get really really bad cravings or whatever it may be. Is that they just put apples and they cut up an apple, put cinnamon on it, and then they heat it up in the microwave for a little bit, and then boom, there you go. They have a nice healthy snack, and it's a very low calorie snack too. Okay, so if you really need to give into the snacking, try something like that because ultimately, most of the time when you have those cravings at nighttime and stuff, if you just give yourself like an apple and drink some water, give it 10 minutes, it's going to be gone. Okay, so don't impulsively just give in immediately to like that craving that just comes up, and that's something that you can work on over time. So no bad snacks in the home. Now, next one is like I mentioned, timing. So the spreading out the meals, we already just covered that one. Next one is high protein. Okay, high protein meals. High protein because protein takes longer for you to digest, so therefore you're going to stay full longer. Same with fiber in your diet as well. So adding those high protein meals, as I mentioned, all my meals are very high protein. That's going to allow you to stay full longer. So odds are you're not going to get those crazy cravings at nighttime. Now, if you do get the cravings at nighttime otherwise, and you do have chicken or steak, whatever for supper, and you still get hungry, here's what you got to do. Add in a protein shake. Add in a protein shake. You can get them for like 120 calories per drink. Super simple to drink down, and there you go. You can have it, and you're all set for the night. And that will keep you quite full as well for anyone who ever had a protein shake before. Okay, so high protein. And the next thing is use caffeine for your advantage. So, as I mentioned, I take caffeine 2 times per day. That's like the daily limit that you want to have it because I think coffee's around like 200 milligrams maximum caffeine, depending on what you get. And you don't want to go over 400 milligrams per day as long as you don't have any health condition stuff, right? So, adding that caffeine in will help you stay full longer. Just don't take it after 3 p.m. because it'll affect your sleep. Okay. And that brings me to sleep. So as you guys can see, there's a few like magical pills that I add in here that, little hacks and stuff like that, but mostly it's just getting your schedule and routine down and solid into a way that functions with you personally. So, and that's what we teach a lot in my programs is making a lifestyle. So the next thing though is sleeping on time. Don't stay up too late. Don't sleep too long. Or maybe just if you're a woman, get that 9 hours of sleep at nighttime. That's like essential for you to really function properly. Your hormones also can affect your hunger hormones as well. So make sure you're getting to bed on time. Don't stay up too late watching those TV shows. I know you'll want to watch it. In the meantime, but you'll regret it in the morning. So you can always save it for the next day. Okay, so get to bed on time. Have yourself a not just an alarm clock to just wake up, but also one to go to bed. Okay, so a lot of people have alarm clocks to wake up in the morning, but not a lot of people have them to go to bed. And I promise you, that's an absolute game changer for you. Okay, so sleep on time, don't stay up too late, and also don't sleep too long as well. You want to make sure you get your sleeping on tact. All right. Now, the next thing is keeping busy. So this is going to help with those boredom eaters out there. So if your habit at the end of the day is, go lay down on the couch for 2 hours and eat snacks, whatever it may be, well, we need to replace that habit because ultimately what's happening is you turning on the TV or whatever you're doing at the end of the night is triggering that habit of you getting the snack and then eating the snack as the reward and then it repeats itself. Okay. So we have to replace that habit with something else, perhaps evening walks, nighttime walks, join a club, go to the gym in the evening, whatever it may be, replace that habit with something else. Okay. So that one's pretty straightforward there. Find yourself a hobby or something to keep yourself busy, do something with your kids, whatever it could be. All right, now the next one is try to stay away from substances as much as possible. When I say substances, I mean like, weed, drinking, stuff like that at the end of the night, because ultimately, you're gonna get the cravings. You're gonna get high, and then you're gonna want to eat everything in the fridge, and your discipline's gonna go wow way down. Same thing with drinking. You're gonna get careless. You're gonna drink. Next thing you know, you're gonna grab the chips, and you're gonna grab the nachos, like and you're just going to give into it. And all that self discipline is out the window when you have the substances into you. So I'm not saying you have to give it up and stuff. Just set it maybe for the weekend or whatever it may be, and build some discipline around that rather than doing it every single night. Because if that could be the trigger for you, causing you to eat more or whatever it may be at nighttime. Now, the last one is just getting more water in per day. Okay, just get some more water in because a lot of time when we are hungry, it's dehydration, right? So ultimately, if you can get more water in for the day, then odds are you're not going to get really dehydrated and you're going to want to not really snack a crazy time at the end of the night. Okay, those are the magical pills for y'all CH family on how to stop the the nighttime snacking. Okay, my personal favorite and what has changed me the most is keeping busy. Okay, keeping busy. And also number two is the eating times as well. Those have been game changers for me. So if you like this training and you watched this training to the end, leave a smiley face down below in the comments. If you need some one-to-one personal help and guidance with your routine schedule, where it may be, and you want to look at exploring the possibility of that, then just message me CH. And lastly as well, for those who haven't seen this, I do have a new ebook out now. It's completely free if you want it. Just message me metabolism and I'll send you it over. It's on 3 steps to skyrocket your metabolism after 40. All right, that though, everybody, that is the training for today. If you have any other questions based on this topic, feel free to message me personally or comment down below. And again, make sure you leave that smiley face down below if you did pay attention this long. All right, CH family, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.